I don't know about you guys, but one thing I've started to notice, we really need to go deal with this problem with the blue dragon flight. So why don't we go coordinate with Dalaran? I mean, the entire reason this wonderful, floating, glorious city is even here is because of the fact that they're here to fight Malygos. Not the Scourge. Not the old gods, not the Horde, not the Alliance. They're here to fight Malygos. As you can see, they've done some wonderful work in the last 7 years, I want to say, something like that. Hang on. I've got the timeline. I've got the timeline. Yeah, I was right, 7 years. In the last 7 years, they have had a great deal of work in fixing Dalaran. Because, as you can see, it's actually a pretty cool, awesome, amazing city with some awesome music. And, of course, the Violet Citadel, which is pretty neat, all things considered. Once upon a time, you couldn't fly in Dalaran. You'd enter Dalaran and you just couldn't fly, like I'm doing right now. It was kind of neat. It meant you had to experience the area from the ground, kind of like this. And this is what we saw of Dalaran. As with most new capital cities, they added a whole bunch of stuff. This is my personal favorite person. This is Amy. She's a high elf who sells donuts and brownies and cupcakes and other cupcakes and cakes and pies and goat's milk. Yes, more, please. This is where we all go to repair and craft our stuff. This is pretty much the crafting region in general. You can see they actually have runic hammers here. Again, that rune theme popping up again. As, of course, is the crazy Frozo the Renowned, also known as, I'll take your frozen orbs for no reason. You want to give me frozen orbs? I want to give you goods. Frozen orbs dropped off of bosses back in Northrend. In Wrath, excuse me.
Be seeing you.
Farewell, forever, Deutsch. You can see a lot of random people here. The all-knowing, the Everspring. There's just a bunch of random people. It's a nice place to take in the sights. And to enjoy. This is probably my favorite city in the game, really. I love the music. I love the general aesthetics. I love how there's a lot of little dude heads. Like, this is the enchanting place. You can kind of tell, not only because of that, but because there's massive piles of enchanting gems out front. What? You don't want enchanting mats? Well, that's okay. I understand. Not everyone is interested in that. One other thing you can do is go buy toys. I'm dead serious.
Pleased to meet you.
Check it out. Check all these toys you can buy. Toy. Some of them are pets. Some of them are literally toys. It's a classification of items. See? Toys. You can buy more toys from even him. Ah, toys everywhere. From a guy named Geppetto, by the way. Geppetto Joybuzz. You used to be able to buy gear in here, too. I don't even know if you can do that anymore. The fruit vendor is an Ent. What? There's this pretty cool statue here, which is updated, actually, in Legion, from what I understand. Armor places, you can buy bags over here. You can fish in the fountain. You might be like, why would you fish in a fountain like these people are doing? Why would you ever do that? That just sounds terrible. Well, in the interest of not being interrupted by Ronin, we're going to turn off the sound effects for a moment while I read some stuff for you. So there were all these coins you could toss in, or fish out, excuse me, out of the fountain, right? Well, these are from a ton of different characters across the whole of the entire franchise. There's a footman, there's Ansirim, there's Danoth from, Danoth Trollbrain, there's Eitrig in here. Why don't I go and just go down the list, shall we? So the footman, just a regular old footman, says, I wish I had that cousin of mine's duty to do nothing more than lug wood around carelessly. Then there's Ansiram. Now, you might wonder who that is. That's actually Archmage Ansiram Runeweaver. He was actually the leader of the Kirin Tor and the head of Dalaran before Antonidas took over. His wish is, I wish for happiness and acceptance for my daughter. She feels so out of place here. She felt so out of place, in fact, she would end up joining the Blackwater Raiders, where she earns the title of the Blade. We'll be seeing her in Booty Bay. I'm online, right? Before I just... You know what? Screw it. Anyways, Danoth, a.k.a. the Danoth Trollbane, the guy in charge of the expedition to Outland, says, I wish a troll dies right now. The Danoth and his family have been fighting the entirety of the trolls for years upon years. And, yeah. Eitrig, I've mentioned him before. He's the orc who is awesome. He wishes that Tyrion's quest in Northrend ends with success, or that he dies honorably in battle. Then there's Falstad Wildhammer. He is actually High Thane of the Wildhammer clan, and he's actually the one who is one of the 3 members of the Council of Dwarves right now. His wish is, I hope I end up in another book eventually, because he was in Day of the Dragon. Now there's this one guy named Inigo. His wish is, I wish I had my father back. Aww. That's so heartwarming. For those of you who don't remember, Inigo is the gentleman who turned into the Lich Thalzane, sold out everyone in the Eastern Plaguelands to the Scourge, and nearly killed all the Alliance in Winterguard. Then there's Krill. His coin says, boom. Now boom? I wish for a boom. Boom, go! Ah, this coin must be broken. I wonder if it'll explode. Krill, for those of you not aware, was a goblin who served Deathwing, and he used the Black Dragon Scale in a communications crystal. He was annihilated by a golem that was guarding the demon soul, alas. How about Moloch? Moloch is a dwarven griffin rider who took part in the defense of Hossick, a human town near Hillsbrad. He is mentioning a woman named Verisa Windrunner in his wish, which wishes, and I quote, just once, that's all I ask for, just once. Let the lass ride with me. Here's an interesting one. This is from a Princess Kalia Menethil. Her coin wishes, oh, I hope that handsome nobleman Lord Prester notices me. He's so dreamy. That would be Arthas' sister. Lord Prestor would be Deathwing. Next one's Salandria. Someday, I'm going to be more powerful than all of these mages. You may not know who Salandria is. She is the Blood Elf girl who is an orphan from Shatrith City, who we take around during Friends Week. We keep hoping she'll come forward in a future expansion, and I really, really hope she comes up in a future expansion, because she really should. First of all, there's a lot of foreshadowing with regards to her, like the fact that she actually, you purchase a toy dragon for her as a pet, and, no, I'm absolutely certain psychotic, because Lord Prestor was actually courting her, if you'll remember, to take over the kingdom. So, Salandria, the Blood Elf girl, so you buy her a toy dragon, and she says, someday, I'm going to own a real dragon. And also, when you take her to the Caverns of Time, some of the bronze dragons try to kill her. I'm serious. You might be like, that's horrible! Well, the reason why is Zaladormu stops them from killing her and says she will not be punished for things she does or fails to do in the future. That just screams plot hook. The next one we have is Stalvin, who is disgusting. For those of you who don't know who Stalvin is, I'm just going to zip over this really quick. Stalvin was a gentleman who became enamored with one of his students, believing that she reciprocated his love. She didn't, so he went on a murder spree. That's the summary. It's pretty messed up. His coin says, You mages refuse to provide me with that which hastens the inevitable fate of two people in love when only one is too naive to see it. I wish you all ruin. The next coin is Vargoth's. You know, the guy back in Outland. The guy who we still have the staff we could summon periodically. His coin says, I wish Captain Sanders would hurry up with my shipment of wine. God. Next coin is from Alonsus Fowl, the Archbishop. The old, the founder of the Paladin Order and the very concept of Paladins. His coin says, one day I hope to spread the path of the light to the common people and teach them the value of the three virtues. Ottoman's coin, you remember Ottoman the Horseman? He's the first boss of Karazhan. His coin says, can I have a more comfortable saddle? My hindquarters ache. The next coin is from Dorna, who is the Draenei orphan from Shattrath. Hers doesn't say anything big. She just says, I wish that jerk Arthas would fall into a big pile of Magnetar duty. Elias, I'm saying his name wrong, Elling Trias, a.k.a. one of the head spy masters of the Alliance. His coin says, being a rogue is hard work. Someday, I hope to pursue my life's one true passion, which, as we all know, is cheese. Gen Greymane has a coin here. Keep in mind, this is before Cataclysm. He is the king of Gilneas, by the way. His coin says, pah! The fountains of Gilneas could grant 10 times as many wishes as Dalaran's. Crassus. Crassus's coin is one of the oldest coins in the fountain. Crassus is, of course, the favored consort of Alexstrasza. We've actually encountered him a few times. His coin says, my prayers go out to my brothers and sisters who suffer in the heart of grim Batol. I will free them. Then there's Murky. You might be like, well, who the heck is Murky? Well, if you've played Heroes of the Storm, you know who Murky is. He is the little Murloc baby pet. His coin says, I wish the water in Northrend wasn't so cold. It makes me sleepy. So this is an interesting one. There's a coin that's tossed in from a private Marcus Jonathan. Now, if you don't know why that's interesting, Marcus Jonathan is actually the High Commander of the Stormwind Defenses, a general. And his wish was for, I wish to grow a glorious, bushy mustache someday. And if you've seen the modern time Jonathan, you know he has succeeded at that. The next one is from Squire Rowe. This one takes a little bit of explanation. His coin says, I hope I can get transferred out of Stormwind eventually and see Cersei again. Nothing ever happens in this city. So, that is Squire Rowe, who's one of the guys who stands out at Stormwind Gates. He mentions Cersei, who is a Blood Elf warlock in Stonard in the Swamp of Sorrows. Ahem. And the last one is Varisa's coin, which actually is in Elvish, which is Astore de Shanre Turas Fulo Elamare Atal Adore Isaraduna, which roughly translated means, I wish for my honor, I wish for peace, and I wish for our people to survive. And then for some reason there's a reference to orcs. I'm not sure what's up with that. Forgive me, but there's actually a couple more to go through, because those were just the copper coins. The silver coins are, there's one with Eowyn, who is Medivh's mother, aka the last true guardian. I really wish you mages would get your heads out from inside your own books. Illyria, aka the eldest of the three Windrunner sisters and the one who has been missing since Warcraft 2. I wish my sisters realized their full potential, the name Windrunner known forever as a result of their deeds. Antonidas, aka the old leader of Dalaran. Grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Arcanist Doan. He is actually he is a character in the Scarlet Monastery who had a crush on Abendus. Oh, why won't you notice me? This is his wish. Why won't you notice me, Abendus? I would follow you anywhere. I wish you'd notice me. Then we have Fandral Staghelm's coin. We'll be talking about him more in Cataclysm, but he's the current leader of the druids of the Night Elves, and he currently is he's been scarred ever since the War of the Shifting Sands because of the death of his son. His wish is the War of the Shifting Sands. I wish I could forget it ever happened. Next one is from High King Mechatork, who simply says, "How does this king work? How does this fountain even work? I wonder if I can make one." Then, of course, Khadgar has a coin in here. I shouldn't have to explain who Khadgar is. His says, "Torellian in Illyria, wherever you are, may you be well." The next one is from Anasterian Sunstrider, also known as the Father of Kael'thas and High King of the Blood Elves, or excuse me, the High Elves, for many, many years. His says, "I hope young Kael'thas realizes that one day he must lead our people." Next one is from King Tyrannus Menethil, a.k.a. Arthas' father. "May my son Arthas always act in the best interests of his people." Now, if you'll forgive me, I have to look something up. He did die in Theramore. I don't know, those Alliance guys, they all look alike to me. The next one is from King Varian Rin. The racist bastard we just talked about. "I wish the uprising back at home would settle itself soon. I don't want anyone to get hurt." This was when he was a child, by the way. When he didn't actually know what was happening back in Stormwind. Maiev has a coin in here. Maiev Shadowsong, a.k.a. Her coin says, "I wish to know where Illidan is." This is a really interesting coin. Medivh put a coin in here. "You sense the ringing of 3 tones in your head, the third barely audible under the other 2. This is brilliant, by the way. So you might be thinking, what are the 3 tones? Well, the first one and the loudest one is obvious. Sargeras. The second tone is also obvious. The Guardian of Tirsifal. But the third tone, the one barely audible, is Medivh himself. Muradin, that is to say Muradin Bronzebeard, also known as the Awesome, also put a coin in here. His says, "May the Holy Light protect us in our expedition to the frozen north." His brother Magni also put in a coin. "I hope my father and brothers outlive me. I will not make much of a king." For those of you not aware, Magni was the High King of the dwarves for a fairly long period of time. And then there's a coin that was thrown in by a peasant, as in a human peasant. It says, and I quote, "Oh, I'm so forgetful. I wish I had a better memory. Wait, didn't I already throw a coin into here? One last batch, then we'll be done. The gold coins. Anduin Rin, also known as Varian's son. "I wish I would grow up. Feels like I've been 10 for years." Then there's a coin in here from some guy I've never heard of called Archimond. I don't know who that guy is, but his coin says, "I wish to know how you survived my wrath, little fountain." Arthas put in a coin. "Already I've a kingdom in my prospects, a land to rule. What's to ask for? Maybe a frozen scone." Erugal, a.k.a. the Mage of the Kirin Tor, who discovered the Book of Ore and used the Scythe of Elune to unleash the Worgen on people. His says, "I wish someday to retire to my own little estate with a bunch of pet dogs to keep me company." I doubt it, Rory. Bronzebeard, a.k.a. Brand the Awesome, put one in here. And the coin just says, and I quote, Bran Bronzebeard was here. Chromie put a coin in. You know, the bronze dragon we encountered earlier. Hers says, just once, I wish someone would meet me without making a stupid joke about gnomes or time travel. Kel'Thuzad. You know who he is, right? The Lich. Kel'Thuzad put in a coin that says, sometimes I wish someone would come along and just give me a big hug. Okay. The Lady Jaina Proudmoore put in a coin. Hers is kind of sad. Hers says, Arthas, my love, please come back to me. Onyxia put in a coin. Hers says, listen, you little wishing fountain. You'll give me all your power if you know what's good for you. I actually still have that coin. Psychotic. Prince Kael'thas Sunstrider, good night, someone, says, that young apprentice Jaina is quite attractive for a human. I hope she recognizes my obvious elegance and power. Sylvanas put one in. Sylvanas says, I hope my sisters and I can grow up and get married together. This coin appears to be very old, by the way. Terran Gorefiend put a coin in. Now that may sound confusing, but remember, Gorefiend was actually in Dalaran, in Warcraft 2's expansion. Dalaran was one of the places he hit on behalf of Ner'zhul to get the artifacts together, in order to summon those portals. So Terran's coin says, wishes are a fool's pastime. Take this coin as payment for your precious eye. The Eye of Dalaran. Thrall, do I need to tell you who he is? Thrall put a coin in. Grom, may you rest well, old friend. Tyrion Fordring, also known as one of the greatest paladins of all time, put in a coin saying, it is my wish that dear Talon will grow strong enough to defend the people he cares for. For those of you who forgot, Talon is dead because Tyrion failed to protect him. Final coin. This is from Uther, the greatest paladin of all time. Young Arthas must learn patience to temper his power. I will pray that he one day learns how to lead with care rather than force. I'm glad I turned off the sound. I see Ronan's yammering over there. Yeah, a lot of tragic coins in that fountain. So this is Dalaran. This fountain, this monument is a little bit more recent. It's a monument to all those who died in the assault on Northrend. But this is what I really want to talk to you about. It's this place right here. You see this? Now, obviously, this is a lot larger in lore than it is in what we're seeing right here, because, you know, MMOs, squished, etc. But this is the Violet Hold. This is where Kael'thas was once held. Why am I doing this right now? Well, it'll be relevant in just a moment. But first, why don't I go ahead and grab a quest really quick, actually. So I want to show something off. So you get a quest when you come here. It's like, hey, welcome to the Dalaran. Hey, how's it going? Just in case you don't know, this is how you can get out of here. And you hit this thing, and it's like, and now you're bound in the forest. Yeah, that's cool. And then you go out, and you're like, and then you're up. Now, how many of you would do this? It's like, okay, I need to get around, so I need to do this. You know what I'm doing right now, right? Okay. Follow-up question. How many of you knew that you can do this? And we're here. Ahem. Hey, it's Ronan. Hi, Ronan. Still don't like you. So this is the Archmage Aethys Sunreaver. He's one of the Council of Six. This is the Archmage Modera. She's one of the Council of Six. Then, of course, there's Verisa Windrunner, also known as Ranger General of the Silver Covenant, and Ronan's wife. So, Jaina, I believe, is also a member of the Council as of this exact moment in time. Listen to me, Blood Elf. It's just been brought to my attention that there's been an incident at the Violet Hold. It would appear that the Blues are launching a full-scale invasion of Dalaran. I need you to get to the prison and speak with Lieutenant Sinclari at once. She'll give you the details. That is not all. I need this handled with utmost discretion. We mustn't alarm the citizens of Dalaran if we can possibly avoid it. Do I make myself clear? She will kill you, Darch. So like I said, the Violet Hold. Not a moment too soon. Are you prepared to defend Dalaran? My forces are in absolute shambles, and Malygos' assailants just keep coming. I fear the worst is yet to come. You must engage them until their leader, Cyanagosa, comes. Only her death will stop the invasion and save Dalaran. Well, you got it. Bye. Have fun with the invasion. Bye. Hope everything goes well for you. Bye. Thank God we don't have to deal with that, right? I mean, who wants to do Violet Hold again? Shoosh. Well, obviously the answer is we do! Whenever it... There we go. So the Violet Hold, as I already mentioned, is basically the dungeon of Dalaran. There are quite a few, more unique things in here. This is not a prison for normal people. This is a prison for extra-dimensional buildings and beings, extra-dimensional beings, and mutated creatures. There's some Arakoa who are in here who they've managed to capture for some reason. There's a void creature they have captured here. There's a rat. I mean, look at that. That's a dangerous rat. They've got a demon in here, as you can see right there, Morog. They've also got a a core hound for some reason. What else? They've actually got an elemental trapped in here, a unique little prison for the elemental. And finally, an ethereal. Now, these are the only ones we see, obviously. I really should clarify that. Again, in lore, this place is huge. Way, way bigger than this. And this place has lots and lots and lots of different creatures. Usually, you know, more threatening creatures. Like, for example, the Blood Elves were all contained in here. Well, I shouldn't say all of them, but a large number of Blood Elves were once contained in here, and Kael'thas ended up freeing them on his way out when he was escaping from Dalaran back in the Frozen Throne. For our part, we're here to prevent the Blues from escaping.
Farewell.
And by escaping, I mean getting in. So Dalaran is actually an exceptionally well-defended city overall. It's got tons of defenses in all directions, magical wardings, turrets, mages. It's pretty much ready to go. It would be very hard to actually successfully siege Dalaran. But what they're trying to do is infiltrate the Violet Hold and then use this to get bypassed, to bypass all of those. I do want to mention that this is kind of a big deal, really, in lore. If the Blues had actually managed to succeed in this invasion, they would have pretty much won. They would have probably been able to roll over the rest of Dalaran, since it would be so unsuspecting. Try to remember, overall, Dalaran is not a military power. It is not here to fight off against, you know, some kind of threat of invasion. This is also what really brings the threat home for Dalaran. Up until this point in time, for the most part, Dalaran has been responding to Blue activity and trying to reinforce the other dragons who have been under assault by the Blues. Now that Dalaran has come under direct assault by the Blues, Dalaran will have to retaliate in kind, and that will lead immediately to our next couple of quests. So there's a bunch of bosses in here. I'll just kind of go ahead and roll down the list here. So, where's the... there it is. Those Arakoa over there, their leader is called Arakem. The Violets hold inmates include the most notorious of Outland's criminals, and Arakem is no exception. I can't read any of that because there's text on the screen. Damn it. Looks like we're fighting the Corehound first. And Arakem is no exception. The Kirin Tor thwarted his plot to assassinate the Council of Six, but now the Blue Dragons have recruited this insidious Arakoa to achieve a more ambitious feat, wiping out every mage in Dalaran. This thing we're about to fight is Lavinthor. Cyanagosa, in her cold cunning, has unleashed the Corehound's Inferno. The Magi imprisoned Lavinthor to staunch the two-headed terror's thirst for blood, and years of isolation have done nothing to improve its temper. There's also Morag, the demon up here. Cyanagosa has enlisted Morag to help her annihilate Dalaran's renegade Magi. This nightmarish demon once served the Burning Legion, eviscerating Sargeras' enemies with the baleful gaze of his 7 eyes. Now he'll simply show Azeroth's hero that one does simply not walk into Violet Hold, because of the eye thing, get it. Icaron is the elemental down there. A foolish apprentice summoned this revenant from the elemental plane, only to discover that I can't read the rest of the text right now. Excuse me. Only to discover that disgruntled soldiers of the old gods make poor pets. Icaron slew her would-be master, and has rotted in the Violet Hold ever since, eager to wreak vengeance upon her jailers. Hey, game, and I do not know. By the way, this is a thing that we'll be talking about a little bit more later. So we've seen several different kinds of elemental spirits so far. Revenant is a specific type of elemental spirit, which we'll be talking about more in the Storm Peaks when it becomes more relevant to discuss them. Then there is Zevox. Zevox is the ethereal I mentioned earlier. Zevox was an arcane weapons dealer until the Kirin Tor discovered he was arming the Burning Legion. Now this hard-nosed ethereal is executing a 3-point business plan: destroy his enemies, escape incarceration, and get back to servicing his biggest client. Oh, looks like we'll be going after Mr. Void, also known as the hardest achievement in here. Zuramat the Obliterator. It took 100 of Dalaran's finest to subdue Zuramat, and twice that many to clear the carnage from the killing field. The Obliterator's malevolence gives even pause to the mad Malygos, who considers the Void Lord's appetite for magic distasteful. But genocide makes for strange bedfellows. Yeah, I saw that earlier in the game. Not sure what I think of that yet. The last boss in here is the Blue Dragon leading the assault, Cyanagosa. Malygos chose Cyanagosa to execute his machinations because of her unquestionable loyalty. She did not flinch when her master withdrew into madness. She did not falter when he commandered Azeroth's ley lines, commandeered Azeroth's ley lines, and she will not fail to eradicate all who defy her. So what Malygos is doing here is something that the Lich King did on purpose, but Malygos is doing it accidentally. The Lich King deliberately provoked the forces of the Horde, and the Alliance, and the Argent Dawn, and the Ebon Blade. All of them were coerced by his actions to come to Northrend as part of the trap. Malygos, by this action, will convince the Dalaran mages to launch a full-scale offensive on him and his forces, which, well, he didn't do that on purpose because Malygos wasn't actually trying to bait him. He just kind of wanted to kill all of Dalaran. So, usually if you're going to bait someone into a trap, you should make sure you have a trap to bait them into. So, Don't forget you have to subscribe to CBS's stupid thing of stupid in order to see it at all.
A valiant defense, but this city must be razed. I will fulfill Malagos's wishes myself.
But you're just a blood elf. What could you possibly do?
4.
Oh, God!
3, 2, 1.
We finish this now, champions of the Kirin Tor.
If you insist.
Perhaps we have underestimated you.
No. You're not completely screwed.
Well met.
Thank you, hero. Dalaran is safe another day because of your bravery.
Be careful.
But now we must counterattack. That should not have worked. The time has come to kill Malygos! Right after I go through the Oculus. She was in my way, Deutsch. It's a very dangerous place to be. So the first thing we need is access to where Malygos is. Now that actually involves going through Noxeramus, which we're not doing. So first we'll go through the Oculus. Malygos and his underlings grow stronger in power with each passing day, and now our assault teams have been captured and are being held inside the Oculus. You must attempt to rescue. Belgaristraz and his companions are invaluable to the cause. So let's do this. I really wish you could just mount here, but whatever. I mean, I know I can do ground mount, but I wish I could flying mount here. So this is actually an instance I really like, which I find funny because apparently it's one of the most hated instances in the game. Shrug. I'm not trying to be contrary. I really enjoyed this place. I liked the variety of it. I also did it a lot because there was a bunch of gear here that people wanted, and because we kept doing it over and over and over for the achievements and whatnot. Because there's quite a few achievements here relative to other dungeons. So we're already up to our first boss, who is Drakos the Interrogator. Those who have broken Malygos... I don't know why I'm doing a dwarven voice. Those who have broken Malygos' law may find themselves under the claws of Dracos. After securing Carriastraza in the Nexus, Dracos returned to the Oculus to collect his newer prisoners, other Drakes who ran afoul of Malygos. He makes no claims of rehabilitation, and he uses no metaphors. The prisoners are here to be punished, and there is no escape. Well, I should put you on passive. There we go. What do you got?
The prisoners shall not go free. The word of Malygos is law. The war goes on.
Well, he's dead. Alright, I'll let you guys decide. Should I be... red? Right, hang on. No.
Intruders, your victory will be short-lived. I am Commander Varus Cloudstrider.
Whatever.
My drakes control the skies and protect this conduit. I will see to it personally that the Oculus does not fall into your hands.
So as you can see, we're literally on the Nexus here. You can see the ground down there. It probably should look familiar. We were questing down there a couple of days ago. So yeah, we can be red, green, or bronze. Each of them actually do have different abilities. Bronze is the easy one. Green is the fun one. Red is the hardest one to do, but amazing if you pull it off right. See, there's the Dalaran mage thing over there.
Good day to you.
Malygos' most powerful agents protect the rings above. Alone, you cannot hope to defeat them for some reason. We can grant you the power to call upon drakes from our flights. Mounted on the back of a drake, you'll be able to fly through the Oculus and command powerful magic. Listen well. From here, it will take our combined efforts to proceed. High above us, Veros hides behind an impenetrable shield. To reach him, you must defeat the centrifuge constructs that power that shield.
Have a good one.
Okay, there we go. We've got a poll up. So I'll tell you a little bit about their abilities. Bronze really is only relevant for the generating the stacks of Super Doom attack. I know that sounds weird, but basically you generate stacks, and based on how many stacks they have, you do an attack, which just does a ton of damage. Red has a bouncing chain effect, but each time it bounces, it does more damage. So in other words, if you're like, if you want to be really fun about it, like you've got a boss and a bunch of ads, you actually want to target the ads so that it hits the boss last, or at least close to last, so it does more damage to the boss. Good way to hold aggro there. Green, of course, has a lifesteal ability and the ability to channel health into someone else. Ergo, a way to heal it. So let's see what the straw poll says here. Results. Green appears to be winning at the moment. So I'll hop on green right now. We can always change. Oh yeah, green also has the ability to basically hurt yourself to do a lot of damage, like it just did there. I see a couple votes, Deutsch. Hang on, I'm going to heal really quick here. There we go. Am I the only one who actually liked Oculus? No, I know I'm not. I actually asked a friend of mine that recently. Once upon a time, this place... So there was an achievement to do this place in a certain period of time, and we had a very specific plan to do so, and it was very, very tight, and it was very, very difficult, and it still took us several times to do so. This is kind of weird doing this so quickly. Red and green appear to be tied right now. Red appears to be crawling into the lead. I'll go back and switch it if red ends up winning. And then we always mount up here. I suppose probably my biggest reason why I loved this place is I never really pugged it. Because, you know, I actually had a guild at this particular point in my WoW history. And you always turn around when you do the thing. Why? Because you always flip when you hop back on the Drake. It's a good way to speed it up a little bit. Trust me, every second counted when going for that achievement. That achievement was not fun. I mean, it was incredibly fun. It was just not hard. Or, not easy. Not easy. Always fly through the rings when you go back. So that way you don't aggro any extra ads. Usually kill one guy on your way in. Usually just nuke him in the face, like that. Because it doesn't matter, you're about to lose your Drake anyways.
There will be no mercy.
No mercy!
They are too strong. Underestimated their fortitude.
The trickster mage Lord Euron protects the third ring. He will appear alone and defenseless, but do not be fooled by appearances. Uram is a powerful conjurer who commands a menagerie of phantasmal creatures. Seek him out above. Only one obstacle stands between us and our ultimate goal, Uram. Beware his powerful conjurings. Bring him down. Make him pay. Alright, what's the results? Let's go ahead and make our final tally here. And I will switch if necessary. First, I will bathe in pure arcane magic. Ah, yes. We're tied. Okay, I'll just keep being on green for the moment, because we're tied. God, people.
What do we have here? Those that would defy the Spellweaver? Those without foresight or understanding? How can I make you see? Malygos is saving the world from itself! Ah! You are hardly worth my time!
I do like how he takes a moment to try and convince us of, you know, hey. maybe you shouldn't be incredibly evil. Just a thought for the future.
Clearly my pets failed. Perhaps another demonstration is in order.
As I say, either this man genuinely believes Malygos is right, which... or he is delusional and lying to himself. Which would be a wonderful irony for a man who is a conjurer and a master illusionist.
Still you fight. Still you cling to misguided principles. If you survive, you'll find me in the center ring.
So this is actually an interesting thing here. Watch this.
Poor blind fools!
Oh.
Has been for us.
Wow, I guess they fixed that. It used to...
Simpletons! You cannot comprehend the forces you have set in motion. The ley line conduit will not be disrupted. Your defeat shall be absolute.
So, I guess they fixed that? Because the last time I fought that, he was stuck at 1 health until he did at least 1 arcane explosion. And then he would be able to die. He literally couldn't die until he did at least 1 explosion. Alright, what's the results? Let's go see how we're going to go fight the last boss. The time has come to face Aragos. He draws strength from the energies he is charged with defending, sipping from the well of the great aspect, Malygos. However, defeating the Mage Lord has allowed us to unlock the full power of our drakes. And we're still tied, so screw it. Well, you know what? No. I know what we're going to do. Because we're tied, to make everything work out for the best for everyone, we will fight him without a drake at all.
You brash interlopers are out of your element. I will ground you. No magic of nature will help you now. Savor the small victory. Foolish little creatures. You and your dragon allies have won this battle. But we will win the Nexus war.
Somehow I doubt that, Lay Guardian. I can already feel their defenses weakening. Not since the onset of this conflict have we dealt a blow of this magnitude to the Lord of Magic. So, yeah, that Lay Guardian, he was a big deal amongst the Blue. He was actually someone who was specifically empowered by a conduit. So I don't really have anything else to add to them. Mage Lord Uram abandoned the Kirin Tor and pledged his loyalty to Malygos, who was more than happy to receive him. The turncoat mage is an invaluable asset for the Blue Dragons. So that's not really interesting. Veros has coordinated brutal attacks. Oh, shoot, I just realized. I meant to say that earlier and I got completely distracted by the coins thing. Hylisk, are you still on? Just out of curiosity. Let's go ahead and get rid of that Emerald Essence there. So now, okay, so what we just did in lore, obviously this was a big counterattack on behalf of the Kirin Tor, the Green Dragonflight, the Bronze Dragonflight, and the Red Dragonflight. And all of these forces are like, okay, we need to deal with Malygos. This enough is enough. We need to deal with Malygos. So we had that last little push against the Oculus in order to unlock the in order to unlock our way into the Eye of Eternity. But as I mentioned, that's not actually the final step. The final step is we need a key. We need to have, you know, we've opened the gate, so to well, we haven't opened the gate. We've made it possible to put the key into the gate, but we still don't have the key to get through the gate. I know that's analogy, but bear with me. And the unfortunate thing is Malygos himself is hiding in there now after we hurt him back with our events in the Nexus when we were questing here. So he's hiding in there, doing his thing, not coming out. He's the only one with any keys. No one outside has any keys. We have no way of getting in there. Well, that's when fate plays an interesting hand. You see, there is one last blue dragon who was not actually under the command of Malygos who had one of those keys on him. Sapphiron, the undead dragon now in Noxoramus. So he still had his fully intact key on him. So when we go through Noxoramus, we find that key and we're like, aha! And we do a couple of things to empower it and imbue it up, and we're ready to go. And with that key, we can actually go into the Eye of Eternity itself. Now, the Eye of Eternity, as you can see here, is not actually a physical place. It's basically a core of pure magic, and all the magical knowledge that all of the world has been centered onto this one spot. It's kind of pretty in here. Malygos is currently running around in here, actively trying to pull forth all of the magical energy that's being redirected here into one cohesive force. It has been argued that this place is actually a part of the Twisting Nether, due to its similarities to several zones that are actually within the Twisting Nether. Regardless, whether it is or not, that right there is actually something called the Focusing Iris. This is something very, very important. This is one of the most powerful artifacts the Blue Dragonflight uses in order to channel most of their incredibly powerful magic, Malygos himself being no exception. This will also be used in the creation of the Mana Bomb later on. There's also no music that plays in here, which is kind of weird to me. Hey, Malygos. Hey. You'll notice he's totally ignoring us, by the way. He's busy. He's got a hell of a beard, too. It's a pretty cool beard. Now, if he would talk... Come on. Come on, Cam Clark. Give us your ham. Well, while I wait, I want to give some very public gratitude and thanks to Hylisk, who decided to go ahead and contribute to the Lorerun. Now, I know what you're saying. What? How dare he? He donated off camera, and he did donate off camera.
What could you hope to accomplish? To storm brazenly into my domain? To employ magic against me?
So that's Cam Clark, also known as Malygos. I think he does a really good job as Malygos, in all honesty. But then again, I actually like Cam Clark as a voice actor. So Hylisk decided to donate something off camera. He donated this, which I can actually hop on right now. So those of you who understand the significance are probably like, holy crap, I can't believe you did that, Hylisk. And I'd like to say a very big thank you to Hylisk for donating this. This is going to help in the future. I hope. Well, yeah. So in case you can't tell,
I have just the thing.
This is a transmogrifier now. We now have a portable transmogrifier. So we can actually swap that at will now. So anytime you guys switch one of our donation incentives, we can literally just immediately swap to the new suit.
None but the Blue Dragonflight are welcome here. Perhaps this is the work of Alexstrasza? Well then, she has sent you to your deaths.
Now you might be like, well, okay, that's cool, but why is this so significant? This thing costs 120,000 gold. For a little bit of reference, my entire account on this character has a grand total of 113,000 gold. That's across every single one of my characters. So, yeah. This thing costs a lot of frickin' money. I believe this is actually the single most expensive mount in the game, actually. Not counting, you know, certain mounts that go in the auction house. Although, most auction house mounts don't get up this high either. At least not on my server. So why don't we go ahead and destroy Malygos once and for all.
Crunchies, crunchies,
Whoops.
lucky doos and loot.
My patience has reached its limit. I will be rid of you. I had hoped to end your lives quickly, but you have proven more resilient than I anticipated. Nonetheless, your efforts are in vain. It is you reckless, careless mortals who are to blame for this war. I do what I must, and if it means your extinction, then so be it!
Well, you heard him. He's okay with extinguishing us. You'd think more people, especially since he just summoned a whole bunch of mortal blue mages in order to fight us, and you'd think they'd be like, hey, you know... do you mean you're gonna extinguish us too, oh lord of things? Oh yeah, by the way, this is actually really cool. This was a lot of fun back in the day. You could get on these things and just obliterate stuff and fly around. It was fun. Oh, I didn't have that on this character. This was a fun fight back in the day. And in my experience, there's only one phase of this fight people had problems with.
Enough!
This phase.
If you intend to reclaim Azeroth's magic, then you shall have it.
So he's kind of sick of our crap here. And so he's just going to summon all the power he can into one big blast here. And shatters the platform. But it's okay. We fall into a dragon.
Now your benefactors make their appearance, but they are too late. The powers contained here are sufficient to destroy the world 10 times over. What do you think they will do to you?
For those of you not aware, he's not actually exaggerating there. The powers in here are genuinely capable of destroying the world 10 times over.
The mortals will destroy everything. My sister, what have you...
There's Alexstrasza now that we're done killing her brother.
I did what I had to, brother. You gave me no alternative. And so ends the Nexus War. This resolution pains me deeply, but the destruction, the monumental loss of life had to end. Regardless of Malagos's recent transgressions, I will mourn his loss. He was once a guardian, a protector. This day, one of the world's mightiest has fallen. The Red Dragonflight will take on the burden of mending the devastation wrought on Azeroth. Return home to your people and rest. Tomorrow will bring you new challenges, and you must be ready to face them. Life goes on.
By the way, in case you ever doubt that Alexstrasza is huge, that's her compared to a normal Drake. Or, here, I'll just kind of nestle up against her arm there. As you can see, we're like right up next to her. She's pretty big. In case you're wondering why she likes to hang out in humanoid form. Now, the interesting thing about the Nexus War is it was a unique type of war, and very suited to Malagos in specific. Because of the fact that it was extremely destructive, but very brief. It was like a brief flash, and then it goes away. Because the Nexus War is effectively over. Although the story of the Blue Dragons is not over. It will continue into Cataclysm. But I find that interesting in contrast to, say, the other two big conflicts that are happening in Northrend. For example, we've got the conflict going on with the Old Gods, and we've got the conflict going on with the Scourge. Both of those are more protracted wars. The Nexus War, by contrast, was destroy, 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 destroy. Okay, we lost. A little bit simpler and quicker there. Actually, not immediately Hylisk. There's actually a particular ceremony that happens in order to bestow that power upon the next person. Look, Chris, all I'm saying is the Old Gods need to stop messing around with all our stuff. I can't do the accent, I'm terrible. No, Betty Bane. Crassus is Alexstrasza's consort, and he's got nothing to do with any of that. So, with the Nexus War over, we can now start working our way towards our next big goal, which is technically a little bit of catch-up. See, the problem is, I was actually thinking about, basically, yes, Hylisk. I was thinking about the best way to present these next series of quests. The problem is, Grizzly Hills really is kind of separate from most of the other zones, but it also leads rather cleanly into Zuldrak. And Zuldrak is definitely the next actual... whoops, I'm going the wrong way. The next actual zone. So, even though technically most of the events of Grizzly Hills happen before the Wrathgate, I wanted to do Grizzly Hills after the Wrathgate. So this is going to sound a little bit weird, but basically we're going back in time for these particular quests we're about to do. Basically everything we're about to do happened before the Wrathgate. Just keep that in your mind, lore-wise. An aspect has... There's actually been several instances of an aspect dying before bestowing the power. And there's a whole ceremony they can do to bestow that power upon someone new. For example, Thrall actually became the Earth Warder as a result of a similar thing. And Kalikos briefly became the Spellweaver, the new Keeper of Magic. Oops. Let's just abandon that really quick. So welcome to the Grizzly Hills. This place is kind of a break, but it also still advances one of the major plot threads. Actually, technically it advances two of the major plot threads of Northrend. And I'm not also counting the Horde versus Alliance garbage, which is garbage, as I've already explained many, many times. I really doubt we're going to get all of Grizzly Hills done today, but we are going to try and get all the Horde stuff in Grizzly Hills done first. Because we're going to be doing all of the neutral stuff in Grizzly Hills on the Alliance. We're only going to be doing a couple of things here on the Horde. So this is Conquest Hold. And this is someone I want you to remember in the future. Sergeant Nazgrim. Yes, that's right. This is where he started his career, in Conquest Hold in the Grizzly Hills. For those of you who know who he is, for those of you who don't, just keep him in the back of your mind. So let's talk to Conqueror Krena and her Blood Elf men.
Mogra!
Who are you? Tell me why I shouldn't split you in two where you stand.
Dabu!
The Horde is a magnificent war machine, and you are nothing but a cog. I am in charge of securing fuel for this machine. If I fail, the machine fails. Lumber, ore, water, it's all here, and we want it, and so does the Alliance. Before we can move against the human scum, we need to solidify our control over the western region. Speak to Sergeant Nazgrim about eradicating the Vrykul, and if you turn out not to be a complete failure, we'll send you on further tasks.
May your blades never dull.
I hate her, by the way.
Loktar.
So, Krena sent you to me? She must not have liked you very much. But then again, who does she like? Cracking this Vrykul outpost is going to be a tough, tough job. Preparations for war are already underway in the Vrykul village of Lorerun to the southeast. Lorerun's Thane cannot field a huge army, but with our forces spread thin, we are still at risk. We cannot risk giving the Thane and his men an opportunity to attack, so we must bring the battle to them. If you are truly a paladin of the Horde, you will relish the chance to demonstrate our strength. Cut down the Huskarls and prove this Dragonflayer clan that the Horde is not to be trifled with.
May your blades never dull.
Krena must doubt my abilities, while our elite warriors march to face the Alliance and Trappers, or wreak havoc amongst the trolls. I've been assigned to mop up the Vrykul. Perhaps if we combine our efforts, we can both prove ourselves in the Conqueror's sight. Even as the Alliance cowards attack our position, the Dragonflayer Vrykul outpost of Lorerun to the southeast prepares for war. The Vrykul are far from the strongest enemy we face here, but we must eliminate them before they truly threaten us. Their most powerful warriors are permitted to ride trained proto-drakes into battle. To control the drakes, their flame riders use powerful talismans. Slay them and get the talismans for me. Good night, Lilu, for the Horde!
What you want?
Let me tell you something, man. When you get put in charge of outfitting the armies of the Horde, you go through a lot of hides. Conqueror Krena, the she-wolf running this place. She gave me a tight deadline. If I don't outfit her whole regiment by the week's end, she's gonna have me wrestling bears in the pits. Help me out, and I pay you top price. But I'll be needing hides from the gray-mist hunters. You'll find them all in pockets around the north. Remember, man, top price.
Stay away from the voodoo.
Sug.
Hail, Paladin. You'll find that here at Conquest Hold, we buy and sell what Krena wants us to buy and sell, at the price she wants us to buy and sell. It's a stifling business. I'm hoping to make a little bit of coin on the side and feed our grunts at the same time. Why don't you go hunt down some stag, bring me their venison. They're numerous in the area, so bring me only the best meat.
Go forth to victory.
I dropped a minuscule amount of frames just now, but that's it. So, if you're not already getting the point, Warlord Krena, Conqueror Krena, excuse me, is, a word I don't want to say out loud. She's not a pleasant person. And she is indicative of the thing we've already mentioned with regards to Sourfang's letter to us back in the Dragonblight, aka a horrible person. She is a byproduct of Garrosh's campaign of increasingly brutal, Why did Kerrigan get blocked just now? Like, seriously, why did that happen? I don't see any links there. I don't see any capitals. I don't see any symbols. None of the things I have turned on for defense are actually applicable there, so why did Saradin get blocked? That's so ridiculous. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Okay, what the hell, Nightbot? Hang on, I'm gonna check Nightbot's logs. What the crap? That's actually the second time I've seen it try to mute messages for no reason. Oh, I need to unban him really quick. Alright, what happened here? It says for posting links. Where I don't see a link in there. Seriously, it's listed as muting him for posting links, but I don't see any links that he posted. I don't even see the dot thing that normally happens. What the crap? I have no idea why it's doing that. I'm not getting rid of that. It's already been getting rid of several actual spam bot links. I just don't know why it decided he was linking when there was clearly and definitively no links there. Anyways, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, so so what we're having here in Conqueror Krena is a byproduct of everything that's been going on with Garrosh's campaign of brutality in Northrend. Obviously, it's working because more and more successes are happening. And so those successes naturally mean whatever he's doing is working, and he's being brutal. So clearly he needs to just be more brutal and so forth and so on. You know, it's the logical progression of escalation there that you would imagine it to be. And as you'll see, she's pretty bad, but I don't want to spoil too much of that in advance. Let's go deal with those Vrykul really quick while we're thinking about it. By the way, this is a nice place for me to... this is a zone I usually do on foot, because it's... I just really love the atmosphere and the music, and just... This whole area is generally really a treat to quest through, in my opinion. By the way, I am sorry, Cerdin. I have no idea why Nightbot is doing what it's doing. Like, even looking at the logs, it does not at least shed any insight onto what the hell. There's some competition for quests here. Now, okay, so here's the thing. Grizzly Hills is one of those both sides zones, and there is a story for both the Alliance and the Horde here. The problem is, a lot of it is shared. So, I'm going to be trying to do the best thing I can to showcase as much of that as I can on the Horde, and then do all of the zone on the Alliance, but I have to do at least some of it on both sides, so it's kind of a weird situation. I'll be doing the best that I can to really showcase all of the content here. Technically, I should be doing this zone primarily as the Horde, because the Horde has, well, no, let's just be honest. It's because I know the Horde quest here better. I've only gone through this zone once ever on the Alliance. I've gone through this zone, close to 13 times on the Horde. So, you can see the disparity there, right? I've done some research, don't mistake, it's not like I'm walking into this blind or anything like that, but I don't know this place by heart as I do most of the zones. If you follow. I'm just going to read what Cerdin said earlier, by the way, because I can pull up his message. It says, if I could mine the hive mind here, I am using an opportunity I have to expose Arsh to more people. I am trying to describe his ruminations and his lore runs. Feel that his description on the YouTube page doesn't do them justice, which it doesn't, admittedly. I just don't have a better explanation put up there. Can anyone here give a more in-depth description? So that's the full statement that he said earlier, that Nightbot was like... Pretty sure that's what Nightbot was doing. It seems the most logical thing for Nightbot to do under the circumstances. Okay, someone has cherry-picked the crap out of this place. We're going to start killing everything here. I feel like I need to add a new description to that too, because I was thinking about it. One of the whole things of my style is I don't really do excessive editing. And I try to just be myself when I'm in front of the camera. And that's part of the point, you know, if I was trying to be more, you know, of a review or whatever, then I'd probably be chopping it down to 15-minute bite sections and being like, here's my thoughts on this game. This game is good. You know, I can't even think in that direction. This game is bad, you know, something like that. Gotta admit, I don't like this new evade tech that they've added somewhat recently. I get why they did it, I just don't care. Henrik, you are now a wizard. Oh, and also rich. You know, they have a lot of Huskarls here. Huskarls? Shoot, I'm not actually sure how to say that. Now, admittedly, this is basically the last hurrah of the Vrykul as an independent threat. From basically now on, after we finish the Vrykul here, we will actually be seeing the Vrykul as part of other threats, most notably as part of the Scourge. They will cease to be an independent threat, in other words. Well, thank you, Luso. Whoop, whoop. Babylon 5 is awesome. Seriously, it totally is. You get that venison yet? Nice job. These will feed 2 or 3 green grunts each.
Go with honor.
How you do it, man?
You get those hides, man. You're a lifesaver, sister. If you're interested in more work, there's more when that came from. Krena, she be wanting the warg hides for all the outfits. There's not gonna be enough warg hides for our army, though. I've lost my troll accent. Not now, not forever. Those wargs, they be skinny, man. Here's what you're gonna do. If you can keep a secret, that is. East of Lorerun there be grizzly bears as fat as an ogre. Those large hides, they we can use. Hurry, sister. Krena's not known for her patience.
Be seeing ya.
By the way, Krena is the definitive example of a bad boss. She literally has this huge, I am glorious, I am amazing. Like, for example, just read this really quick. Do not think for a second your past accomplishments entitle you to anything, Valvaxis. They don't. If you want my respect, you're going to have to earn it. That means following my orders without questions and fulfilling them without exceptions.
Farewell.
Twist.
Speak, friend.
You have already done as I asked. We've got the dragon flayers on the defensive, and it'll be soon time to deal with their leader.
What do you need?
With the power of the talismans, the Drake has no choice to obey your commands. The Thane's fate is sealed.
Be safe.
With the flame-imbued talismans, we can finally challenge the Thane. His favorite mount is a ferocious proto-drake called Flamebringer. It is kept bound in chains in the western part of Lorerun, but with the power of the talismans, you should be able to bend it to your will and use it against the Thane. Okay, I can do that.
For the Horde.
Let's do it. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, what? We encounter him in this zone, if you'll remember. Congrats, Henrik. Hope you enjoy the gold. Now I get my very own proto-drake. Yay. Or, I mean, hello, Thane. I like how that guy's way back here and I'm right in his face. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I wish I had 8,000 gold. Alas, I only have 25. Damn it. I'm kidding. I know exactly what that's like. Come on. Spawn! Oh wait, I've got a description. Okay, so herein lies a long rambling tale of an idiot who doesn't even deserve to live. Please kill him immediately. Sincerely, Sci-Fi Debris. I'm kidding, that's overselling it. I doubt he knows I exist. Respawn. Oh my god, respawn. I got here like a few seconds too slow. Say my name. Ah, he's here! It worked! All I had to do was say his name. It worked. Okay. We made it. Holy crap. Whew. Okay. That actually kind of hurt my lungs doing that. I wasn't prepared for that one. And my lung capacity is not what it used to be. Holy crap. Okay. I shouldn't do that anymore. I feel kind of bad for these bears. They're really just here trying to get some fish, enjoying a day at the park, or whatever. Okay, I'm trying to think. Like I said, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do all of the Grizzly Hills tonight. And whoever I do all of Grizzly Hills with is going to be doing Zoldrak, because it's just like, it ties in too well to go from Grizzly Hills to Zoldrak. And I already know I want the Alliance to do Storm Peak, so that means I'll probably do the other one on Sholazar. Meanwhile, everyone in chat's like, what the hell is he talking about? Why is he planning out his specific quest movements? Well, Darth Spectators, actually there is a lore reason for that, believe it or not. Northrend is a much more hostile, violent, and difficult terrain. So these bears are literally stronger because they survived up here. It's a natural selection thing.
What's beyond your mind?
You get those hides, Mon? I'm in your debt, Mon. Take this here as payment. We have a small problem. The grizzly hides, they're brown, Mon. Tink, tink. I got it, Mon. It's like this. Black is grey and white all mixed up. You get me some coal and some flour. I'll ground it up and dust the hides. No one knows better.
Spirits be with you, man.
Okay, I can get coal and hide, I think. Or flour, I think.
Strength and honor.
Maybe I'm wrong. By the way, this is just so dumb. You see this? This is an arena pit. I don't know about you, but if I was in a situation where I was one of the expeditionary forces in a violent and dangerous land filled with old gods and the dead,
Be safe.
and while I was up here, I was low on resources, and those resources that I did have were extremely valuable and important to go towards, you know, the actual war effort. One of the first things that would not be on my mind is, you know, I really want to have an arena where we can beat the crap out of each other for entertainment. Now, I know. A counter-argument to that can be made. That counter-argument is morale. That counter-argument is the fact that it helps morale to have this kind of a thing up. But seriously, look at how extensive this is. You could have literally a pit of dust, and you have your arena there instead of wasting all of that time and resource on making the cage like they did. It's ridiculous.
Dabu.
Never mind the lives that are being burnt in there that need to be used for the war effort that I mentioned earlier. But whatever.
What you looking for?
You get the stuff, man? Yeah, let's hope for the best. This is it. Take these hides to Krena. See if they pass the test.
Be seeing ya.
Well, let's see what she thinks. Yeah, I know, right, Hylas? This woman is so stupid. Hate this woman so much.
What can I do for you?
Oh, hang
For
on.
the whole.
Let's go talk to Nazrim first. The few remaining dragonflayers dare not challenge us after your battle with the Thane. Show no mercy to our enemies. It is the way of the Horde. That's not actually true.
May your blades never dull.
While we build Conquest Hold, I sent Scout Vortoth. While we built Conquest Horde, I sent Scout Vortoth to make contact with our Tonka allies in the east. They're based in Camp Onequa, which is the easternmost part of the Grizzly Hills. Make the journey there, hear her report, and offer your assistance. Your contributions to the Conquest Hold have been exemplary.
Be safe.
Thank you, Nazgrim. You are surprisingly intelligent and well-reasoned for an orc. I hope I never have to kill you in the future.
Glory to the Horde.
Do you have any idea who you're talking to? Just who do you take me for? These hides smell of flour! This is a complete insult to the Horde! That spineless troll has failed me for the last time, and this, go break his legs. At once, my lady. Let's reiterate, just to rehash exactly. Oh, here we go. Let me take care of it, sister. I've never seen you so eager to cause someone harm. Such a pleasant development. Very well, go. And Gorgana here says, what were you thinking? Provoking her like that? You half-idiot, you really did it this time. I'm gonna have to make it look like your leg's broken. No, please, don't. Now, don't move if you want to ever walk again. Let's reiterate what just happened, okay? One of the people who is not a member of the actual military regulars, just a member of the Horde, that's this troll guy, who was a merchant, was contracted to produce hides to provide armor for the soldiers, okay, with it. The order that was ordered was what we call an unreasonable order. If you don't know what that means, then I am very grateful that you don't know what that means. I cannot believe that you have actually managed to have enough of your life in your working environment to not know what it's like to have a boss give you an unreasonable order. Trust me, speaking from experience of having several jobs in my life, an unreasonable order is very common and very demoralizing. So she was given an unreasonable order. Couldn't actually make it happen. Wasn't going to work. So he found another way. He found an alternate method to go ahead and fulfill his order. It involved different types of hide, but wolf hide and bear hide is not that different. The only thing he did was try to hide it because he knew she would not accept it. She finds out about it. Of course she does. And she orders his legs broken. I want to remind you that for all intents and purposes, this is a civilian. Now, yes, I know it's a troll, but seriously!
Zug zug.
If there's one thing I can get through your head, let it be this. The Alliance will be crushed in Grizzly Hills. There's too much lumber, ore, game, territory for us to give up on any battle frontier. So far we've been successful, but there's something that could tip the scales in our enemy's favor. Far to the east of here at the forest edge post, local trappers seek to join the Alliance. Slaughter them before they have the chance to do so.
Dabu.
Where's the... I swore there was... Oh, because someone... Okay, well, I guess we'll get back to that. Yeah, the civilian actually did fulfill his order, basically. It wasn't perfect, but it was up to code, and it was still... What was... It was still delivered on time. So let's break his legs. For this insult to the Horde. I'm not actually sure if she conquered anything in particular to get that title. I do know that the title of The Conqueror is a new title, something that was only added recently. So we're going to take out these Silverbrook guys, and oh my god, they're Worgen! Holy crap, I know you didn't see that because I killed them so quickly, but trust me, these guys are Worgen. So apparently, this is funny in historical context. Apparently the Worgen want to join the Alliance. Well, if you don't want to stick around to see it, yes, she dies, Rory. We will be killing her. We will be killing the crap out of her. Even if I have to go out of my way to do a few extra quests I don't want to do on the Horde. We're going to do all those quests just to unlock the quest where we kill her in the face. We found a journal off of one of these Worgen. From what you can gather, this journal was written by the denizen of Silverbrook named Mikael. It was written in some variant of the common tongue. Maybe you should bring it back to the Conqueror. By the way, the reason we're attacking these guys is because they're going to join the Alliance. Now, as much as I hate to say it, that's probably the one decision she's made that actually makes sense. We are depriving them of allies before they become her allies. Now, that being said, she is still making the decision in the wrong way. It would be far more beneficial to try and court these people to the Horde, rather than kill them to prevent them from becoming Alliance. But I doubt she has 2 brain cells bouncing around in there enough to actually get that thought cohesed together. So, yeah. Oh, you'll see, Magister. By which I mean, we have no idea, but I just like to think that they died. It amuses me to think that.
Strength and honor.
You're back, and you're alive. Now what's this nonsense about Worgen? A few hours ago, the trappers were nothing but peasants, threatening to add their numbers to the Alliance. Now they've become something else. In uncertainty. I do not like uncertainties. Go to the hills outside the main towns in the northern Hillsbrook, and crush them like the Horde.
For the Horde.
By the way, this is really important. as Permeus points out, and she herself said so in the quest I just said, she didn't realize those people were Worgen. Nobody knew those people were Worgen. She thought they were peasants, a.k.a. civilians. So her response to some civilians are going to join the Alliance is, quick, go kill the crap out of them!
Zug zug.
What do you got there? Is this some kind of jokes? I barely have any use for books I actually can understand. This book is written in the pig tongue the humans use. It needs to be burned immediately. Hand it to my sister and do not waste my time!
Be safe.
And I need to spit on her really quick. Slash spit. Hey, Gorgona. Man, you are way better than your sister.
Glory to the Horde.
Could it be? The man who wrote this journal feared for his daughter's lives, so he sent them away from Silverbrook. We just captured an outcast in the outskirts of town about the same age as the eldest daughter. Listen, Valvaxus. There's more happening here than meets the eye. We can't just burn this diary. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. I need you to act with discretion and speed. One of Krena's top sergeants has captured a trapper outside of Silverbrook. Now, if things go the way they usually do, the prisoner's going to be executed at day's end. We can't let that happen. You see, the prisoner matches the description of Mikhail's older daughter. If we set her loose and follow her closely, she'll lead us to whoever's controlling the trappers.
Go with honor.
Yeah, right, we're still in town. Whoa! And what do you have to say?
Zug zug.
Good for nothing, wretches.
Strength.
I'll accept that quest, but I don't actually want to do it on this character. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. I don't.
Greetings.
Ditto with that one. We'll see if I can do those. Or rather, if I can not do those. That's true, Permeus. Go kill these people, innocent people, for the Horde. Can I just kill you instead? What? No, you have to go. Ugh. We could do that in certain games, like Morrowind. I've done that in Morrowind. I want you to go do this horribly wretched act. No, stab. Okay, then. Now, that's not an issue. So here's Silverbrook. This is the town of the Worgen right here. To my knowledge, Gorgona hasn't come up. Let me check if she's shown up in Legion. I doubt it. Blah, 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 blah. Nope. The only other thing she's been in, along with her sister, actually, was in a book. And I already knew that. That actually happens before this, technically. So, okay. I guess this is a good time to talk about that. You remember how I mentioned that Garrosh, a lot of his attitude is kind of understandable despite everything? Because remember, and forgive me for repeating this for those of you who heard me already say this, Garrosh came from Outland to this great power of the Horde, and he assumed he'd see a great city with mighty orcs dominating the land around them. You know, all the great glorious things he imagined, because Thrall was talking it up to him the entire time. He gets to Orgrimmar and it's a dump. Now, don't mistake me, I have a great deal of pride in Orgrimmar. I helped build that place in Warcraft 3, after all. But Orgrimmar is a place where the destitute live. And I've already talked about this. Remember, because of Thrall's, frankly, bad leadership, the people of Orgrimmar and the people of Durotar suffer, okay? So while Garrosh is patrolling that place, he meets two orcish sisters, Krena and Gorgona, the two women we've been talking to. Krena is the stupid one, Gorgona is the intelligent one. As he meets those two women, he gets their perspective on it, and both of them hate their lives. But Gorgona feels like this is the best they can manage, because if the alternative is becoming the demonic horde again, like she's heard about from her elders, she refuses to do that. Krena's response is, I will do anything to make my sister and my people happier and safer and more prosperous. And so they actually interact with Garrosh before he's ever sent to Northrend. And that's one of the reasons why the two of them, most notably Krena, are such high-ranking members of his horde. No. No, God, I just PvP flagged. Oh my God. Ah. What the crap? Why are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me? You terrible person. I was coming here to save you. I literally came up here to save you. Oh my God. You twat. Now I'm PvP flagged with like 5 Alliance swarming around me. Great. What the hell? Why was she freaking red?
Hello. See you around.
There. Okay, she's free. Yeah, get away, get away. Crikey. I hate PvP sometimes. I hate it when PvP happens and I don't want it to. I think that's probably the best way to put that. God, that was weird. I understand what happened now. It's just, ugh. So here's a series of quests we'll be doing eventually. Say bye to the quests. Bye, quest. Wait, who's that guy? Who's this? It's a troll named Drakuru. He seems like a cool guy. Yeah, we'll probably check him out later. He's imprisoned, though, so he's probably not long for this world. Oops. Yeah, I know, Permeus, but there aren't that many around here. There's like the one going over there, and that's actually it. I'll just wait out the timer. It's only 4 more minutes.
Strength.
Not
honor.
bad. You might be slightly more useful than I thought for all
For the
those innocents
Horde.
you slaughtered.
What can I do for you?
So, this trapper business has the potential to be more important than we've accounted for. If they're not with the Alliance, there's a good chance they're with the Scourge, and that could mean trouble. Our previous efforts might have paid off, though. We spotted our former captive meeting with a fortune teller of some sort before we lost track of her. I'm almost certain now she will take us to their leader if we can find her again. Find Ruin of the Blind. See what you can find out.
Farewell.
Alright, let's do this. Let's figure out what we can figure out. While we're here, though, there was one other quest series that we need to do really quick. So why don't we do that? Fighting in the arena.
Hey, how you doing?
Let's do it. So you're interested in fighting the pits, huh? Well, Krena outlawed pit fighting for all enlisted combatants, but you, my friend, are technically a free agent and not included in this prohibition. Anyway. Whoa, yeah, my connection's going to hell. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's something going on here. I'm not sure what's up with that. I'm redlining right now. No, it's still happening, Deutsch. You can even hear me. Yeah, wow. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm dropping frames all over the place. Like I said, I'm running the red line right now. Well, I guess I'll just read this thing while I wait for word from someone. Anyways, I don't have a goblin voice. I've got what you need. No, I can't do it.
Lorerun, if you're interested, I can start you off with a bear.
There you go. That's my new goblin voice.
Be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather round the Conquest pit. Witness the battle of Blood Elf versus Bear. And place your bets with confidence. And now I fight a bear. Ooh, right. I should actually be careful here. I'm not invincible. Oh, yeah, I'm not invincible. Okay, pay attention, Hirsch. Pay attention. Oh, wow. Ugh. Die. Die. I would have to say the Cataclysm Elementals overall, but I also like the Revenant design that was introduced in Wrath. So. Damn charities. No, I kid. That's actually, cool. That's happening. Nice work, man. Here's your cut.
Be seeing ya.
What's up?
You're not bad. Not bad at all. Think you can take a furbog? What about those extra crazed, extra large furbogs? Good, good. Get your crew
Have a
together.
good one.
Yeah, I've got my crew together. Hey, my PvP flag dropped. Okay. Fwah! That's odd. Yeah, my connection is leveled out right now, so maybe it was just a blip. Who knows? Who knows? We may never know. That's a good point. Schmeidolf, what should I do to that furbog? And the next boss that I'm about to fight.
What you want?
Those are some sharp moves, friend. Lots of bets against you, which is good news, cash-wise.
Later.
Yo!
It's nice to have a real fight around these parts. If only we had prisoners and caged beasts for the past week. People get bored, you know. Anyway, your next challenge is the genuine iron golem stolen from the depths of Thormadon. Think you can swing it?
Keep it real.
Gather around, folks. Grab a warm drink and find a good seat. You're about to witness a showdown between Blood Elf and Machine. Bunka bunka bunk. I just realized this. We're still on the boring drum music. Sorry, guys. Here, let me get some boss music going on. Give me just a second. Boss music, boss music, boss music. Hang on, hang on. Here, stay there. Oh wow, he's fast. I'll get my bleed up on him. Boss music. Alright, let's do it! Ah! Not now! No! Why? Why would you do this to me? Oh god. Alright, boom. Yeah, I'm having to take these seriously, holy crap. You notice my health, my mon is actually moving. You know how rare that is? Okay! Okay, we did it, we did it. Whew. Whew. Okay. Let's go check out that donation. Ah. Druid for life. Ah. Thank you, Saradin, for your donation. I appreciate it. Would you like to put it to any one of our three incentives at the moment? There is no relaxation here for the Horde. The Horde are not meant for relaxation. I don't know. That was from Chrono Trigger, actually. Good guess, though. Same composer. I have a feeling my latency just skyrocketed. Because people are just now talking about the music I played like 2 minutes ago. Or a minute ago, I guess. You know what, guys? There's one thing we've proven many, many times, and that there's one soundtrack which fits everything.
Me got the good stuff, man.
Me heart nearly skipped a beat there. Yeah, mine too. Thought that mount of metal was gonna get you, man.
Stay away from the voodoo.
Time is money, friend.
I'm gonna shoot straight with you, kid. This next contestant's a murderer. Literally. He was gonna be executed last week, but he strangled the hangman with his left hand, so Krena's guard sort of let me have him. Feel free to pass on this one. I wouldn't blame you.
Be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather around the pit. In one corner, we have Valvaxis, a truly world-class paladin, slayer of reptiles, mammals, mechanical constructs, and the odd dragonkin. You've never seen another blood elf like her. In the other corner, a serial killer, mass demonstrator, sentenced to death multiple times by noose and blunt instrument. Horgan Hellcleave. Ladies and gentlemen, place your bets! Alright. So I'm gonna pop this early for fun. Oh my god, he hurts! Oh god, he's immune! He's immune. Oh my god! Whoa! Holy crap! Wow, he hurts. Ouch! The connect... Oh, okay, Skittles. Thank you, sir. I will adjust that immediately. So that's... Bamf. Still not quite overtaking the slut suit, but we're getting there. Okay, so is anyone on right now who could help me do this? Because this is actually mandatory for the quest to kill Kren. And I would like to kill her. Because she deserves to die. So, if anyone wants to help me out with this quest, that's great. Otherwise, I'm just going to move on here. I do not have the anything to deal with that at the moment.
Hail.
Yeah, I really don't want to do those quests. Let's go take care of Runa first, shall we? Where's Runa? I wonder if I could log on myself. Oh, I know who I could ask. Little Billy, do you have 100 or a 90 or anything above an 80? Because that would be fantastico. Oh god, this music fits here so well. Listen to it. I just hit the jump cap. I just hit the jump cap. Oh my god, I just hit the jump cap. So, how many of you out there know what the jump cap actually is? It's okay not to. Most people don't. So, every now and again, we'd be jumping around, and the game would get a little bit confused about our Z-axis. And it'd be like, wait a minute, I'm not entirely certain where you are. And it would log you off just instantly, just like it just did to me. Just an immediate disconnect. And it's because of the fact that every now and again, it's actually a smart bit of code, really. Anytime the game isn't 100% certain where you are Z-axis-wise, it does one of two things. One is it either defaults you to the default zone, I've actually talked about that before, or two, it just flat logs you out so the server can take a moment and be like, We're pretty sure the jump cap was put in deliberately because it's a good way to thwart hackers. Because you can mess with the code. Remember, most of WoW is played on your computer, not on the actual servers. So you can mess with what you're doing on the game. Oh no, Nicholas, don't do it. I got Hylisk to help. Thank you though. So you can mess with your what you're doing in the game in order to mess with the code in order to exploit, right? So now it was a little bit more stringent back in the day. They've since relaxed it considerably, but every now and again I'll still hit the jump cap. Now we call it the jump cap because we would most often see it while we were just hopping around town, just hop, 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 hop. But if you have a massive Z-axis incident like I just did, same thing can happen. So, that's what that is. Alright, let's do this. Leroy, as they say. And by which I mean I'm gonna wait for Hylisk, because I'm not that suicidal. I'll wait till he's, like, close. Oh, he's here. I think. Yep.
Time is money, friend.
Ah! Thank you, Seratin. Again. Once again, I'm grateful for the donation. Is he even there yet? Nope, there he goes. Okay. Let me go ahead and update that. Oh my goodness! Crayola has overtaken. You know what that means? Normally it would mean, oh man, I have to go all the way back to Orgrimmar, and I'd have to do all this really irritating stuff, but wait! Thanks to the guy who's standing right next to me,
I have just the thing.
I could just do this. Crayola suit engaged. I am admittedly a little surprised how quickly it came into effect, Hylisk, but nonetheless quite pleased. Crayola suit.
To all friends of the Grummels.
Behold, we now look terrible. Flex. Yeah. Yeah. Ahem. Let's turn to the quest.
Talk to me.
Fancy footwork, fancy footwork. You really made work of that crazy orc, friend. Odds against you are 7-1. Made some nice code on that.
Vi seeing ya.
Yo!
Okay, this is it, this is it. We did it. We're at the quest. This is fantastic. You must have really upset Krena. She and the Gorgona have had a spat, and you're wanted in the pit immediately. There's some wild rumors that it's a fight to the death. That'd be bad news for you, but great news for our business venture. At any rate, you can't run away from fate. Best get in there and get it over with. Don't help me immediately, Hylisk.
Have a good one.
If you can hear me in time. Ladies and gentlemen! Well, let's just say you don't want to miss this one. So there's Krena, and there's Gorgona, and her two. I see you've brought your pets. Hello, Shazad. Good one, sister. What about your pet? Where's Velvoxus? It doesn't have to end this way, you know. You went behind my back. You neglected my orders. You will pay the price. I used good judgment when you showed none. I don't want you to see you lead us into ruin, Krena. Enough talk. By the time I'm through with you, not even the wargs are gonna want to go near your corpse. But we'll see about that.
What business have you?
What? I can't kill this guy. I can't attack him. I can't even target him.
Greetings.
Is she winning? Okay, she's winning. You've got this, Gorgona. Go, Gorgona. Go. Get him. Crush him. Good job. Why, sister? Why did it come to this?
What do you need?
What happened today had to happen. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. I have freed my people from a tyrant, but I've also lost my sister. I thank you for your help. I wish to be alone now.
Go forth to victory.
So, yeah, we killed Krena. And God, did she deserve it. I admittedly still feel bad for poor Gorgona, though. From now on, Gorgona will be the one in the hold, alongside some Conquest hold. And apparently, Gorgona recognizes as the new leader that this young and upcoming sergeant over here, he apparently has some actual promise. He might go far within the Horde, under the right circumstances. Now, I think this is actually a good time to cut off, believe it or not, because that's actually all I wanted to do for the Horde in the Grizzly Hills. Most of the other quests are either neutral, pseudo-shared, or are going to be entirely coming along lines with the Alliance. So tomorrow, we're going to start bright and early with the Grizzly Hills, which I hope to God we actually finish the entire zone, which we'll be doing, like I said, on our Alliance. And we will be basically immediately be going there from the Grizzly Hills to Zoldrak, which will be our next big goal. So hopefully by the end of the weekend, we'll have finished Zoldrak. Either way, I hope to see you tomorrow morning, guys.